Hello everyone. Today's topic is grammar. I'm going to discuss phrasal verbs. So now let's go to the material. I'm going to explain from there. Our topic for today is called phrasal verbs. So if you look at the text here, the first text that appears on the page, you see the bold-faced phrases here. These are what is called phrasal verbs. So you can see here things like picked up, takes off, puts on, grew up, etc. Yeah. So you may conclude that a phrasal verb consists of two elements. One is the verb, like pick here, and up here is the particle. Now let's look at the elements that make up a phrasal verb. So if you look at the page here, if you scroll down the page, you'll have the grammar notes here. The phrasal verbs are also called two-word verbs. Yeah, exactly, because they are made of two words. Yeah? And as I said before, the first word is a verb, and the second word is a particle. Particles are words like on, off, up, down, in, and out. Those are particles. For example, you have he put on his lab coat. Put is a verb, on is a particle. She pointed out the problem. Pointed is a verb, out is a particle. Yeah. Now, notice that in a phrasal verb, the meaning of the whole phrasal verb is different from the meaning of the individual word which makes up the phrasal verb. So for example, you have the word here. She is looking up the word. Now you cannot figure out the meaning by saying that looking is melihat and up is di atas. Melihat di atas kata. Doesn't make sense, right? Because now when it becomes a phrasal verb, it takes on a different meaning. So looking up the word here means mencari arti kata di dalam sebuah kamus. Yeah, so keep it in mind that every phrasal verb has its own meaning, which is different from the individual word which makes up the phrasal verb. Okay, so you may have some examples here. Things like bring up. Bring up is a phrasal verb. It means raise. Figure out means solve. Go on means continue. Pick out means select. Take off means remove. And wake up means awaken. Yeah. One more important thing about phrasal verb is that they occur very commonly. They occur frequently in everyday speech. So you do not expect to have or even to produce phrasal verbs when you are writing academic essay. When you're writing academic essay, then you more likely you will have to use these formal words. But if you are talking, if you are speaking in a daily conversation, then you may use more phrasal verbs. Phrasal verbs are more common in conversation, in daily communication. Yeah? Informal daily communication, that's it. Okay. Of course, phrasal verbs can be intransitive. Intransitive means not followed by object, and transitive means followed by object. I guess that's familiar to you. So for example, you have, he set up an experiment. He set up here is transitive because it is followed by an experiment. Yeah. The next one is that some phrasal verbs, especially the transitive phrasal verbs, are separable. Separable means that you can separate the verb from its particle. Yeah, so for example, we drop off the students. Here the phrasal verb drop off. Yeah. Or we drop the students off. You can separate the verb and the particle here. It is separated, and in between them comes the object. You can do that as long as the object is not very long. Yeah. So, for example, if you say we drop the English letters department students off, then that would be very awkward. Yeah, you don't say that. If the object is short like this, then you can separate them. Yeah. But one note here is that whenever you have the pronoun here, then you cannot separate them. Yeah. You cannot say we drop off them. Yeah. Also, sorry. Means that what I mean to say is that you can separate them if this is a pronoun, but you cannot say like this. We drop off them. If this is a pronoun, if your object is a pronoun, then you have to separate it. We drop them off. Okay. Yeah, some phrasal verbs are like that. They can be separated, but some cannot be separated. Now the way you do that, or the way you figure it out, is of course by reading, and you'll be used to knowing which ones can be separated, which ones cannot be separated. Okay. Some phrasal verbs are intransitive. Okay, for example, Dr. Rodriguez grew up in Texas. That's intransitive. He got back late. That's also intransitive. Yeah. So that's phrasal verbs. Yeah, in the next exercise, you will be able to apply the phrasal verbs in various contexts, in various sentences. I hope I have explained the phrasal verbs clearly. See you again in my next episode, and stay safe and stay healthy. Goodbye.